to the PNX Report.
PNX Report. PNX Report.
PNX Report.
PNX Report.
PNX Report.
Live only on PNX TV.
So, some time ago, we reported right on this particular platform, say U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris or by Africa. Now, one of the countries that she selected, and I say it was on her radar to visit, was Ghana. Now, the reason is because Ghana and U.S. have a historical bond dating back to the slave trade in the colonial times. So, okay, the triangular slave trade, which was Ghana to the Americas to the UK, that vice versa thing. Yes, forgive me if I don't get it right, but that triangular slave trade, no, Ghana photo do na ekupim US and omwana omoya Black American. So we have a bond. So this particular president Joe Biden Obama, no, he told himself that he wants to reconnect the dots and also create that bond between America and also Africans, and also Africans, especially Black people, because we have a rich history together. But aside from that, so one of the main reasons I'm a U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris will be Ghana is because of China, as a friend is saying, taking over stance currently in opposing risk to the United States of America, or more mission to be the global domineering power. China has invested so much in Africa. Now they give us loans even more than US, and the more you help us, the more you have a say. So China is more like becoming almost the superpower of the world currently. And US have realized, okay, they've distanced themselves from us in terms of economy, so it's high time they do something. So to reconnect the dots and create that bond in terms of infrastructure, economy, education, and a whole lot of things. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, she's put it on herself, says she will tour Africa, meet the leaders, so they can put something down and start something together, because U.S. needs to up its game before China overtakes them. She finally came to Ghana, the pictures you are seeing on the screens, and then they gave her a warm welcome. You could see some course here
in the company of Her Excellency Kamala Harris.
Everyone assuming position to make sure that the Vice President is well received. His Excellency, the Vice President of Ghana, is welcoming his equal from the United States as leader of this government delegation at the Kotoka International Airport.
And you have the Ghana Dance Ensemble beautifully choreographing Ghana's Akwaba. And that performance you see to the left of your screen is the Akwaba performance by the Ghana Dance Ensemble.
For some, this may be bringing back a lot of memories of the time in 1998 when President Bill Clinton became the first sitting U.S. president to visit Ghana for a day. And economic recovery was also a focus in that visit. President George W. Bush also visited, but this time for 3 days in 2008. And of course, President Barack Obama came the year after in 2009. He was in Accra and Cape Coast for that tour, and he became the first ever U.S. president to visit a slave departure point. He was also the first U.S. president, Alan, if you would remember, to deliver a speech to the Ghanaian Parliament.
Yes.
And so for some of these memories may be recurring. The Vice President has assumed position at the base of the stairway, and he is waiting for the Vice President of the U.S. to step off the aircraft.
Viewers, the atmosphere here at the airport is really one of excitement. Apart from the Ghana Dance Ensemble, who are welcoming Her Excellency Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, to Ghana, we also have a few schools who are beneficiaries of United States goodwill, who are also here to welcome the second in command to the United States of America.
So here's a closer view of the entrance, or the exit in this case,
yes,
of the aircraft, and we're still waiting for first sight of the U.S. Vice President.
At one point, I was tempted to think that perhaps she may be using the exit of the aircraft when I saw the Secret Service personnel go up. Once again, we have a close-up of the main exit or door to the aircraft. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, she should be stepping out anytime soon. We see two Secret Service men also climbing up the stairs to the back of the aircraft.
Close ties with a vision of getting them even closer between these two countries who have been friends for much of the diplomatic relationship and also in mutual respect for each other. Remember that Ghana is lauded internationally as a strong pillar of democracy in Africa, in West Africa, especially at a time like this when instability in pockets of the continent remains an issue of concern. And security indeed will be a key part of what Her Excellency, the Vice President, would be engaging on with the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and later when she meets with President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at the Jubilee House tomorrow. I'm expecting that once she falls in love with the rich cultural display that we have rolled out for her, she would be interested to sample some of our rich culture and take something back with her. For her, I am hoping that it will be an memorable event.
We seem to be having a certain movement at the door of the aircraft, and we're trusting that this should be her exiting the aircraft to join her equal in the person of Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is positioned at the stairway of the aircraft to receive Her Excellency
tells us that things can be better. And so when I look at the flags, that's what comes to mind. A measure, a communion of two. And this is indeed a historic day.
And for the many children who are waving miniature flags, I can only imagine the thoughts that run through their minds at the moment. But if I were one of them, the one thing I'd be perhaps gladly doing is also yelling out her name.
I'm sure that they will, and the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia having a tete-a-tete moment with the visiting U.S. Vice President and her husband, who have just stepped off the plane right here at the Kotoka International Airport. Ghana is hosting the 49th Vice President of the United States, who assumed office on January 20th, 2021, with His Excellency, the U.S. President Joe Biden, as her commander-in-chief. Before she became Vice President, she served as a United States Senator for California from January 3 to 2017 to January 18, 2021. She's also served as an Attorney General of that same state, the 32nd person to hold that office. She's held other offices, the District Attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Davy Harris, in Accra today on the first day of her 3-day state visit to Ghana, accompanied by her husband, Duke Emof.
Indeed, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, in that tete-a-tete with the Vice President of the United States. You see that broad smile on her face, tells you whatever Dr.
I think she's liking the dancing a lot as well.
Said to her is really exactly what she should hear at that time.
And she touches her heart. She's very touched with the reception that she's getting here in the capital, Accra. A very sunny and hot day in Ghana, and the Ghana Dance Ensemble putting a rich part of our culture on full display. She steps up perhaps to say hello to the school children who have been waiting. She takes a salute first, doesn't she? and she's just waving to the crowd, and they are screaming right back at her in excitement, and she's making a statement now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the warm welcome, all our young leaders, all the leaders. Thank you for this warm welcome on behalf of my husband, the second gentleman of the United States, and of course we bring you greetings from the President of the United States, Joe Biden, and the First Lady, Jill Biden. What an honor it is to be here in Ghana and on the continent of Africa. Today begins a week-long journey, first here in Ghana, then on to Tanzania, and then Zambia. On behalf of the President and our entire nation, we bring you greetings, and we are looking forward to this trip as a further statement of the long and enduring and very important relationship and friendship between the people of the United States and those who live on the continent of Africa. I'm very excited about the future of Africa. I'm very excited about the impact of the future of Africa on the rest of the world, including the United States of America. When I look at what is happening on this continent and the fact that the median age is 19 years old, and what that tells us about the growth of opportunity, of innovation, of possibilities, I see in all of that great opportunity, not only for the people of this continent, but the people of the world, especially when we understand that by the year 2050, we believe 1 in 4 people on Earth will be on the continent of Africa. So I am here to address some of the issues that relate to the partnership between this continent, its people, and the people of the United States, and to reinforce the work that we will continue to do together, be that on addressing the climate crisis, to supply chains, to our work together on international rules and norms. In particular on this trip, I intend to do work that is focused on increasing investments here on the continent and facilitating economic growth and opportunity, specifically in the areas of economic empowerment of women and girls, empowerment of youth entrepreneurship, digital inclusion, and to support the work that must be done to increase food security, including adaptation to the effects of the climate crisis. I look forward to my meetings with President Akufo-Addo, President Samia, and President Hichilema. We will build on the previous meetings I have had with each of them to strengthen democracy and good governance, promote peace and security, build on long-term economic growth, and strengthen our business ties. I also look forward during this visit to meet with entrepreneurs and artists and students and farmers to witness firsthand the extraordinary innovation and creativity that is occurring on this continent and inspiring the world. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and again, I'm so very excited to be here, and I thank you all for the very warm welcome. Thank you.
Zambia in a few days to come. But most importantly, she mentioned a few areas she'll be looking at and what she's expecting to see while she is with us. She mentioned women empowerment, entrepreneurial youth and entrepreneurial activities, as well as also deepening relations between Ghana and the United States. Delma.
She spoke about ensuring that the meetings that previous senior officials of the U.S. government have had would be continued. Basically, she mentioned addressing issues around the climate crisis. She talked about increasing investment and economic growth. Of course, women empowerment. We talked about how actively she is involved in the activism.
Sure.
And she talked about food security and why that should be important to us as well. Peace and security is also top on her agenda. Kamala Harris is telling us that she will be looking forward to meeting entrepreneurs, students, and artists who are inspiring the world with the work that they do. She's excited about the future, and this is why I find quite critical. She said she's excited about the impact of the future of Africa. And so this is all in that regard. These are the future faces of Africa, the young people who will be tomorrow's leaders. And you can see the joy,
on
her demeanor when she's engaging with these students. Remember, many of them are here seeing her for the first time, and I doubt any of them will forget the day they shook the hands of the first female U.S. vice president in history.
Given the background of some of these children and the opportunity to meet such personalities, to some of them, this will be memories that will stay for a lifetime.
If you are a young person in the Choco community, you know how much of a Herculean task it would be to have a face-to-face with the Vice President of the United States of America. We are here trying to steal pictures of the aircraft as it landed. I understand the viewers at home caught a bit of that conversation, but even we are excited as we sit in commentary position witnessing these scenes. But look at the children that she continues to inspire, the many girls who look at her and want what she has been able to achieve, and her commitment to ensuring that even if she is the first to do something, she definitely would not be the last.
Indeed, and now they will hurry into the Aquaba Lounge where the Vice President will host her briefly, and then they will move on to other activities. What you can see currently are live pictures from the Aquaba Lounge at the Kotoka International Airport, where this afternoon the Vice President of the United States of America, Her Excellency Kamala Harris, is on a 3-day visit to Ghana, where she will move on to Tanzania and Zambia. This is intended to deepening international relations between Ghana and the United States. While she's here, she looks forward to meeting some artists, students, and entrepreneurs. And she is really interested in women's rights and women empowerment. And so top on her agenda is to highlight the importance of empowering women.
She's come a long way from Oakland, California, where she was born. She's come a long way from graduating from Howard University and the University of California, Hastings College of Law. She's come a long way from the office of the district attorney in San Francisco, and the state of California, which had her as the elected attorney general, has also benefited a lot from her experience. And of course, she continues to advocate for healthcare reforms, which was something that former President Barack Obama was very passionate about. His successor, Joe Biden, who was vice president with Barack Obama, knows personally what it is to be vice president of the United States of America, and it's something that Kamala Harris has shown a lot of drive and passion about doing. I'm sure that other conversations would be had when she meets with the president, and the government delegation have now let her into the auditorium where she will be getting more welcome protocols rolled out for her, right here at the Aquaba Lounge of the Kotoka International Airport. In your shot, the plane that brought history to Ghana, the 49th Vice President of the United States of America.